Have you ever thought about what could happen in the world in the next 100 years? Let's see together. Electric vehicles will dominate the roads. In the next period, electric cars will become more attractive with the advancements in battery technology and decreasing prices. The exterior of buildings will clean the air. Research on artificial photosynthesis is coming to an end. Paints and coatings that can do photosynthesis more effectively than plants are being tested in laboratory environments. But in the future, buildings will not only clean the air by doing photosynthesis, but also produce oxygen for us. The same buildings will also clean surface dirt with sunlight. Your car will truly be connected to the internet. It will be able to communicate with traffic lights for smoother traffic flow. Cars will communicate with each other to prevent accidents. You will be able to listen to your music list from your computer at home after an accident. It will give you damage assessment and record the image of the accident. Radiation will be treated. Today, a vaccine developed by DARPA is able to prevent long-term cellular damage while also being able to treat bone marrow damage. The drug can be released to the market after receiving approval from the FDA. We can eat meat at the same table with vegetarians. Synthetic meat is thought to become quite widespread even if not everyone likes it. Drugs will be tested on computer chips that mimic organs. To develop treatments faster, live organisms used for testing will be replaced by computer chips and initial experiments have already begun. Drugs will be tested on computer chips that mimic organs. To develop treatments faster, live organisms used for testing will be replaced by computer chips and initial experiments have already begun. No need for passwords. With the facial recognition technology developed by IBM and Apple, as well as methods such as retina scanning, blood vessel recognition, voice identification, and heart rate measurement, there will be no need to use passwords for any transactions in the near future. Your car tires will be made by bacteria. Today, rubber is made from either plants or oil. In a study supported by Goodyear, it has been found that bacteria can convert plant sugar into rubber. Earthquake victims' locations will be detected using digital noses. With the use of digital noses, in the future, the location of an earthquake victim will be quickly and easily identified without the need for dogs. Now we are talking about zettabytes. In 2010, the amount of digital content produced for the first time reached the zettabyte level. This number continues to double every year. If you ask how much a zettabyte is, if each byte were a grain of sand, you could build 400 Great Wall of Chinas with the bytes in a zettabyte. Supercomputers will shrink to the size of a cube of sugar. You need to remember where you put your supercomputer before you go to bed. Your carpet will recognize unwanted guests and will notify the police to protect you. The sensors in your garden will tell you where to apply fertilizer and pesticides. All 130 million books on the planet will be digitized. In 2010, Google's project to digitize books is still far from completion, with 110 million books waiting to be converted. Today, if we consider that the average size of an ebook is 3 megabytes, you would need 124 3 terabytes hard drives to carry all the written works in the world with you. We will be able to see like Terminators with contact lenses, night vision, image magnification, or the addition of other images within the field of vision will be possible through LEDs and antennas placed in flexible polymers. Cell phones will be able to perform checkups. Even today, there are apps on smartphones that can measure heart rate and blood pressure. Models coming out after 2023 will be able to perform comprehensive checkups. Supersonic jets will come this time to stay. The reason for the discontinuation of the Concorde Legend was not engineering problems, but economic ones. Future design jet engines could transport us from New York to London in less than 2 hours in a more economical and environmentally friendly way. Robot nurses will begin work in hospitals. By 2045, for the first time, the total number of people over 60 will exceed the number of people under 15. In order to avoid disruption of healthcare services due to an aging population, robot caregivers will begin work in hospitals and homes. Vertical farms will feed the cities. By 2050, feeding the world's population, which will exceed 9 billion, will be the biggest problem. The majority of the 9 billion throats living in cities will be satiated with products grown in massive farms that will reach the sky. It will be possible to stay underwater for 4 hours with one breath. Thanks to developments in nanotechnology, we will be able to fight diseases more effectively and expand the limits of the human body. For example, the artificial red blood cells developed today can carry 200 times more oxygen than the ones in our body, thus making it possible to stay underwater for hours with just one breath. Tiny sensors roaming in our blood vessels will constantly report to our doctor. Microchips implanted in our stomachs will control our diet. We will be able to travel to the stars with ion engines. With chips implanted in the brain, we will be able to see and feel the virtual world. Of course, we will live up to 150 years. Advances in medicine will increase the human average lifespan to 150 years. Robotics Olympics will be held. The Olympics of the 22nd century will challenge programming and mechanical advancements more than the limits of the human body.